Hey everyone, and welcome. Today, we're going to explore a really simple but incredibly powerful way to practice your spoken English. And we're going to do it by talking about something you're already an expert on, your own life. So let's dive right in.
Does this feel familiar? You have all the right words somewhere in your head, but when you actually go to speak, you just get stuck. You're trying to translate everything, searching for that one perfect word. It's slow, it's stressful, and it just doesn't feel natural, right? Well, today we're going to change that. So just look at the difference here. On one side, you have that whole stressful process of translating in your head, but on the other, you have something way simpler, way more natural, just talking about your day. You're not desperately searching for new words, you're just using the English you already have. And that right there is the key to building real fluency and confidence. And this really gets to the heart of it. This whole thing isn't about being perfect. Nope. It's about practicing with English that's actually real and useful to you. Every single time you describe what you're doing, you're building a powerful habit that leads you straight to speaking more naturally and, you guessed it, more confidently. So, where do we start? Well, with the morning, of course. It's the perfect place to begin because it's a routine you know like the back of your hand. So let's build this new English habit together, just one simple sentence at a time.
Okay, so here's how we're going to do this. For the next few slides, I'm going to say a sentence nice and clearly. I want you to listen, then pause this, and say the sentence out loud yourself. Really try to copy the sound and the rhythm. You ready? Let's give it a shot.
We're just going to cover the basic moments of a typical morning. Waking up, getting yourself ready, maybe grabbing some breakfast, and then heading out the door. Simple stuff.
All right, first one. Listen, then pause and repeat. I usually wake up at 7 o'clock. Okay, here's the next one. I wash my face with cold water. Let's try this one. I drink coffee most mornings.
Okay, and this one's a little bit longer, but you've got this. Before I leave the house, I check my phone.
Great job. See? Not so bad. Now, let's move on to the next part of your day. Even when you're busy in the afternoon, maybe at work or at school, there are so many little chances to practice thinking and speaking in English. So we'll hit on some common afternoon things, like getting back to your desk, checking those emails, taking a quick break, and yeah, even squeezing in a little English practice.
All right, ready to continue our practice? Here we go. After lunch, I go back to work. Here's a really common one. I check my emails and answer the important ones first.
Remember, even the small moments are great for practice. I usually take a short break around 3.
And this is such a good habit to get into. When I have free time, I study English.
You are doing so well. Okay, let's move into the final part of the day, the evening. This is actually a wonderful time to use English, to kind of relax, unwind, and just think back on everything that happened. We'll cover all those familiar evening moments, right? Coming home from your day, having dinner, doing something to relax, and finally, getting ready for bed.
All right, this is our final round of practice. Let's make it good. I come home at 6 in the evening.
Here's a nice one to think about. I eat dinner at the table with my family. And our last practice sentence for today. Before bed, I read a book or listen to calming music.
Fantastic work.
Seriously. So let's just take a second to recap why this super simple exercise of just talking about your day is such an amazing tool for getting fluent in English. So when you really break it down, this method works because it finally stops that constant, frustrating translation in your head. You're using real, actual English that matters to your life. And by doing that, you build a really strong speaking habit, which in turn grows your confidence step by step. And maybe best of all, it's a totally low-stress way to practice every single day. At the end of it all, your day is your story. It's a story that's waiting to be told, and now you have a simple, easy way to start telling that story in English. So the only question left is, how are you going to tell your story tomorrow?